We got a best one today. We're gonna talk about the most interesting guy in human history, and he's some raw chicken, of course. This guy was something else. Where to even begin? Some people still say he's the most based man ever lived, and some people say he's the definition of evil. Very controversial figure. He was probably the best, the most impressive manifestation artist of all time. This guy said he's gonna do something, and he damn near took over the world and did everything he said. He did a lot. He said he was gonna do, and he did. I manifested that shit. These TikTok bitches trying to manifest this or that. Take some lessons from this guy. Now how he did it? He was probably the best speaker of all time. He spoke with such an emotion. He had that authenticity. Oh man, it's a superpower. He had that. He was so authentic. He could put people in a trance. He could create this world out of his brain, out of his mind, that would capture the masses. And he captured the masses, the NPCs, whatever, better than anybody, probably in history. Wow. He spoke from his heart, obviously. It's impossible to me that he was lying all this time, because he did this for decades, even before he got to the highest levels. From the get-go, he had that power, and to me, he really believed that message. Am I 100% sure? Was he compromised at the end or somewhere? No. But he truly believed his message, and this captured the masses. Why some people still say he's super based is because he was talking about the same issues that we have today, and he was the guy that brought those issues to the massive scale. Nobody is talking about those issues when they still are going on, because the issues he was talking about, they are the ones still running this shit. That's why so many people think he's based. But still, the one thing that is pretty kinda hard for some, he chose violence. This guy chose violence. It was his choice. To me it seemed like the only choice to his mind was to choose violence against these issues, and that led to what it led to. It is what it is. But anyways, he could manifest shit. He could get people to his level. He could speak from the source. Probably better than anybody. When you speak from the source, people can feel that. They ain't gonna be bored. They're gonna be fully into your mind. You're gonna get your reality to them. People live into your reality. This guy did that. Also why so many people find him very interesting today is because he's so censored. At least one side of his story is so censored, you cannot even question about it. It's actually illegal to some countries to speak about it, to even question his story. I'm not gonna say anything else about that. But also because the conditions are pretty much exactly the same now that they were before he took power. We are basically living in Weimar 2.0. I'm talking about the Weimar Republic of Germany after World War I. This is when this famous little Austrian painter started to do his thing, bro. This guy did his thing. The conditions in the Weimar Republic were very similar today. Degeneracy everywhere. People had no hope like today. There was no opportunities. Sex was everywhere. Hedonism. Just like spiritually speaking, everything was shit. A small group of people had a little bit of fun. Like today, you would say some of the influencers or some people have a little bit of fun, but even then it's empty fun, meaningless. And this guy could capture that, and he was speaking from the heart. He was naming the enemies, the Jews, the Freemasons. Nobody's speaking like that today, even though we have the same problems. Now, some interesting theories about the guys. Maybe he was a Rothschild. Doesn't seem like the case. Maybe he was captured by the bankers some point, working with the Illuminati. It's possible. But from the speeches he had before he took power, decades of these speeches, his book, and what he actually did when he got to power, it's hard to believe that he was controlled opposition the whole time. Very hard. There's nobody like him today. Like this kind of movement are so eradicated from the world after that. Was it still dangerous? Because this man was very ideologically driven. He took his ideas to the max. That's why he chose violence. So maybe he had ideas that was kinda bullshit, and if he took the max and he has all the power, that could be dangerous. But maybe he had some good ideas too. Nobody's perfect. Still, it's kinda scary when you see the kind of mass hypnosis this guy was able to put the people. That's always scary. That's when people don't think for themselves anymore. They think how this guy wants to think. And that's always scary, very scary. The interesting thing about was he spoke so well about the political system, like there is two parties, but they are actually the same party, controlled by one group. Like no politician is pretty much talking, at least getting to popular levels. I think one of what these people that actually are in power learn about this guy's rise to the power was there was still too much testosterone in the men back in that Germany. Like, when men have testosterone, crazy shit can happen. But these days, you have same conditions for the men. It's really bleak for men, like it was in Weimar Republic. A lot of hopelessness, no meaning, nothing to work for. And this guy, the Adolf came and gave them something to fight for. And he did it very well. But today's men, the problem is, today's men have no testosterone, no balls left. They got beach tits. So that's why it's gonna be really hard to do anything about it. And I don't know if the way to do something about it is even the way he did it, by choosing the violence. Way more conditions require way more solutions, based or not. Anyway, look into this guy though. He's the most interesting guy ever. Just his story, how he got there, what he believed. I will link one very unbiased story about his life to the down below. It's on YouTube. It's very good. It's not pro or against the guy, just telling you what happened, because we have been told one side of the story, obviously. One thing is, this guy didn't like raw chicken, didn't like the animal foods. What's up with that? But I can see that as an ex-vegan, he took that ideology to the max also. He was very animal ethics, behind the animal ethics person. He actually made very vegan, vegetarian friendly laws in his Germany. It's pretty interesting. So he just took that ideology and ran with it without really maybe thinking about it. This is how it goes. You find one thing that these guys get wrong, then you start to think about what else did they get wrong. But maybe he and anybody else can get some things right too. You and me included. Anyway, this guy's interesting. Check him out. I'm out of raw chicken. See you on the next one.